Okay, I'm often asked when I'm out playing about people who want to take up the accordion. It does seem to be becoming more popular again. Um, I mean, after the war, there were, I think, 8 million accordions made per year, something incredible. Uh, and then it fell out of popularity. And people are coming back, and I'm asked the same questions again and again. So I think it would be useful to answer some of those in case there's somebody out there who's thinking of coming into the game and wants to know some basics. When you start looking around, there's lots and lots of different accordions. There's lots of stuff about voices and casotto and this and that and the other, and sizes as well. And I found it very confusing when I was starting. And what makes as well, I mean, how some makes are represented as top quality and other ones not. You know, you just have to find out, and they're not always what the prices show. Anyway, first thing is size of accordion. In England, there is a surfeit of 120 basses, full size accordions. So if you can handle one of those size-wise and lift it up and what have you, make sure. But that gives you the whole range of right hand and certainly full bass and lots of potential on size. On the right hand, I should just say the reason for 120 is that the prices are, say, between 300 and 500 on the private market and 500 and 800 on the from a dealer. And I would suggest someone like Elodie Accordions in London. Emilio Elodie is a fantastic guy, and you will get a good accordion. And that's a boat going by. Anyway, the other thing is about buying accordions is don't buy one blind, because the outside always looks great, and people are always saying to me, oh, I've got a lovely looking accordion, but actually inside the reeds rust if you're not careful, the valve leathers curl, and there's all sorts of bits of felt, and I've known those come unstuck from old hard glue and they fall in the bottom. And refurbishing an accordion costs far more than buying a decent one. So go to a reputable dealer or buy one privately. If you buy one privately, run through the notes one by one. That's push and pull, because there's a different reed for each. Select the voices you can hear a single note on to start with. Run all the way up, all the way down, and try and do the same for the bass. Can't get single notes there, but just listen for consistency. And then move to the notes which are naturally associated or grouped with others on the registers here. So there's, for instance, on some of these I can only access one set of reeds, one sound, by its button that associates it with another. But just listen to each note, and if it sounds roughly the same next to its next door neighbour, it'll be fine. In terms of how many voices in the front and on the right hand side, generally speaking, there's a bassoon, a low note, a middle reed, sometimes a piccolo reed, which is a high reed. These are all actually represented by blocks of reeds behind here, and these buttons here select groups or single ones of those. For starting off, I would seriously recommend having a bassoon and two middle reeds, and the two middle reeds to be slightly off-tuned from one another to give a slightly French effect. I think that's what most people expect to hear from accordion, and if you do play live, it's very easy to warm an audience up with a little bit of French cafe music if they're not naturally accordion friendly, and there's plenty of those about. So it's a useful trick, and it's a good way to start. It gives you a lot of flexibility about the sort of music you can play. You can move to casotto, which is the reeds built in blocks inside to make a more mellow sound, and you can move to straight tuning and all sorts of things later, and that's what most of the good guys do. Most of the good guys play 120s as well because they need the range, but lots and lots of private people are buying smaller 72 and 96 bass accordions because they're easier to handle, and to be honest with you, for most people's abilities, you can get lots out of a 72, and I've seen people play 48s that are just blinding. and they're great to take around somewhere on a busking or playing live. I can dance around with this one. The Scandalia I play is, oh, it's just so heavy. Anyway, so we've got that sorted, we've got the price sorted. Oh, for instruction, look at Accordion Joe, all one word, on YouTube. She's a fantastic player. I mean, she's world-class player, playing huge pieces with such lovely interpretation. But she also goes back to basics, and she's got really nice videos about bellows technique and stuff like this. So have a look at that. If you can get your bellows technique good at the beginning, it'll save you a lot of pain and a lot of unpicking bad mistakes. Oh, and there's a couple of other things. I've had this accordion tuned this is for tuning buffs. I've had this Musette accordion tuned very close. So the sharp reed is 3 cents above and the flat reed is 5 cents below. Might be a little bit close, but it's an experiment. So there's no musette left in it really. It's just a gentle chorus, but it's very powerful. That's 2 of the reeds playing, and then just a nice, I like it, and it's unusual. I was told it was unusual when I was having it done. So the other thing I've done is, this is a very sort of sharp accordion. It's got a very sharp sound, and so I've taped up the grill inside with masking tape, except for where the pickup line goes, and this gives a sort of mellowed effect, rather like putting a cassotto over the whole thing. Of course, not nearly as good as cassotto, but it does make a huge difference to the tune. In fact, if I play the accordion with that off, I don't know whether you can hear, but you know, it's a really, sounds like a, I don't know, sounds horrible. I suppose Galliano and various other people take theirs off because their accordions sound good like that and they've got a cassotto. Anyway, I keep this on. Anyway, I'm going to build a proper box made out of the back of an old guitar or something at some stage with a slider, so I can adjust the amount of muting at some stage. But that's for the future. Anyway, I hope this is useful. If anybody's got any questions about what to buy and where to go, and they've maybe found an accordion that is, they don't know whether it's any good or not, then you always leave me a message on the YouTube or something like that, because there's not many of us about, and it's very important we give everybody a leg up. Alright, thanks a lot.